What's up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. The drama caused by the whole Nickmercs statement weeks ago, and of course Call of Duty removing his skin. I'm sure you guys know what we're talking about. It does continue into the Apex Legends scene. As just over a week ago, I got in touch with a player out there. His name is Matt. He is an LGBTQ Apex Legends player who was actually uninvited or disqualified or barred from an LGBTQ event in Apex Legends for his comments made in defense and standing for Nickmercs. This saw a lot of responses from players, from creators, and from community members, both against him and some standing with him. As one of the main tweets on Nick, I'm not sure if Matt actually deleted other tweets about this, but his main stance being, my thoughts on the Nickmercs drama. I've seen more times than not that people get hate for accepting it, but not idolizing it. He only shared his opinion. He 100% didn't mean it in the way people are making it seem. Stop attacking someone who has their hands down. And then quoting someone else on the situation, saying every single person is entitled to their own opinions and beliefs. No one has to agree with either side. Everyone just has to try and be a decent human and find a middle ground. And that is when he was made aware by tournament organizers that he was being uninvited from the event because of his words, and his stance, more so of Nickmercs, was harmful, and apparently other players in the competition had felt uncomfortable and had contacted the organizers and asked Matt to no longer be a part of the tournament. Saying, hey Matt, good morning. You mentioned in a tweet that you stand by Nickmercs. I've had other players reach out about your interactions. I have to make sure everyone feels safe and comfortable with who is involved in this event. What Nickmercs said is a very dangerous insinuation and dog whistling tactic on the community. Anyone standing with him, supporting him, or any form of agreement on his comment is therefore also bringing harm. And a bit more of the order of events when this was going around, you know, his teammates having to search for new teammates and Matt trying to, in his own words, clarify the situation in some Discord messages, saying all of my tweets I've made on the Nickmercs situation have been in full support of the LGBTQ and in disrespect for cancel culture. Not sure if my tweets were misinterpreted and changed by word of mouth, or if my stance in the situation is deemed wrong. It just all seems a bit weird to me that as a member of the LGBTQ, I'm getting removed for supporting an opinion of top of under the perception that I'm anti-inclusive. This tournament means a lot to me in terms of representation, the people I'm playing with, and how far my community has been with me on my journey. I also canceled a large vacation to be here, the desire to want to play this so bad. So it would mean the world to me to be able to come back, but if I can't, I understand. Either way, wish you, your team, and all the players the best of luck. So an interesting situation, to say the least. You have an LGBTQ member defending Nickmercs' stance around this whole Call of Duty drama, or at least speaking a bit in his defense, saying that he's not for the whole cancel culture part of this. There might have been a few other tweets in there of other things he said, but in general, the TO coming back and saying if in any form or shape you actually agree with Nickmercs' stance, that's very harmful. And again, you got to remember this event was also an LGBTQ event, so apparently other players or participants in the event were feeling uncomfortable about the remarks that Matt had made. And beyond that, Matt goes again to take to social media to try and explain his side of things, saying the big news I talked about earlier this week was that I was invited to play in the $12,000 Slaypex tournament, but this morning this was the message I received about getting kicked from the tournament for supporting Nickmercs. I don't want a drama to revolve from this, but holy, I feel like this is super unjustified. All of my posts from this situation were always about love and accepting the LGBTQ, understanding people can have their own opinions, and that cancel culture is a stupid thing. As a part of the LGBTQ community, I am no longer allowed to stand with them, and with society, I'm already hated and shunned. So now I stand with none other than family. I stood for a person I respect and for a community I love, and I am reminded to stay silent and keep my opinions to myself. None of my tweets have ever been filled with hate, yet I have only received that in consequences for speaking my mind. I canceled a large trip to play in this, was super excited and happy, told my friends, family, and loved ones, and now I'm left in shock. I don't know if I'm disappointed, mad at myself, sad, or what, but in my heart I feel this is unjustified, and a lot of the people I talked to this felt the same way. The community wronged today, and maybe this is another time I should have kept my opinion to myself, whether it was right or wrong, but I trust those who told me to speak out. Those that are close to me know that I'm a kind-hearted person, and like I've said, whenever I'm in the middle of controversy, the people I love know who I am, and that's all that matters to me. Love you guys as always, and I'm going to sign out for a bit. And there were a wide variety of responses. I would say of the current responses from some of the Apex community players and members, a lot of those were disappointed in Matt's choices and the things that he said in support of Nickmercs. There were also plenty of comments supporting him speaking out in defense defense of Nickmercs, as you guys can imagine. This post didn't really, it did quite well traction-wise. I'm curious that once this story continues, if there will be more responses on this. It seems ever since Matt has kind of waned away from talking on this too much. But some of the replies on screen for all of you guys saying it's a real shame that people aren't allowed to have their own opinions anymore. I'm so sorry this happened to you, and I genuinely hope something good will come out of all of this. The flip side, someone like Zara, though, saying, Jesus Christ, bro, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I'd rather see Z Davis argue with someone all over my Twitter feed for the rest of my life than another self-victimizing tweet about how you don't realize anything you did was harmful to the LGBTQ community, killing your career so fast by being so stupid. And another from Decipher saying, L tweet, Matt, there's nothing wrong with having different opinions, but when the different opinion is harmful to a group of people, it's wrong. This long arse victimizing tweet won't do anything that you thought it was going to do. Do better. Then others saying you did nothing wrong. Don't allow them to bully you into thinking you did. Having a backbone and standing up for what you think is right just comes with consequences in today's world. Just got to adapt. And that's the situation. An LGBTQ member actually kicked or uninvited from an LGBTQ event for his stance on the Nickmercs situation. I would say I'm surprised, but I guess at some point it makes sense if other members of the LGBTQ event took offense. You probably couldn't have that member involved. From the flip side of that, I was a bit surprised based off the comments I saw that it went into being uninvited from the event. So I guess I'm not surprised by either circumstance. And it continues to be one of those split decisions where you see a lot of responses for one side and a lot of responses for the other. And it flares up a lot of opinions out there on the situation. Apex Legends player uninvited from a tournament for his stance on Nickmercs. What do you guys think about this? Till next time, though, we'll catch you back here. Our next story is going to be about Tarkov, which I don't get to talk about too much, okay? Drink your water, drink your coffee. I'll catch you back here sometime soon. Take care.